Hello, welcome to Oxford Heirlooms. Now I have my pattern pieces cut out, and for this project, there's only two. There's the diaper cover, and then there's the diaper shirt. Okay, so on the diaper cover, I'm going to use my blue fabric marking pen, and I'm going to mark the position of the buttons, which will go, the buttonholes, which will go on the front of the diaper cover. And if I kind of go through all four layers right here, the fabric marking pen, sometimes you can see it through the back side, so you can fold the fabric back and mark all four pieces. Okay, because we're gonna have to have the position of the buttonholes on all of them. The other thing I'm gonna do is up at the front center, I'm going to make a couple of marks with my blue fabric marking pen to note the center of the diaper cover, because I'm going to do a little bit of hand embroidery right at the center of the diaper cover, about a ½ inch below the ¼ inch seam allowance. Okay, now I need to mark the front position of each of my four little buttons. And then I need to mark the position where the facing folds under. Okay. Is there anything else I need to mark on here? Now, I did go ahead already and cut this slash where we'll gather the bottom piece and have the top part be flat. Okay, the next thing I need to do, I'm going to be let me put my diaper cover aside. Well, no, I won't. I'll leave that sitting right here for just a minute. But I'm going to unpin my diaper cover pattern piece. I'll put lots of pins in here. I think sometimes I'm just a pin queen. But I think I mentioned before, when I was younger, I used to try to get by with a lot fewer pins, but I learned kind of the hard way that I have better control over my garments if I do a lot of pins. Okay, now on this diaper cover, I'm going to open it up like this and then bring the centers in, because I have to be careful to create mirror image front and back. So using my fabric marking pen, on the side that's to the left, I'm going to go ahead and write the word left. And then I'll go ahead and write the word right. Okay, that's just to help keep me organized. Now, with my friction erasable pen, what I plan to do is I plan to do some hand embroidery between each of the buttonholes. So I'll have a total of 3 little bits of hand embroidery. So I think I'm going to want my garment to close left over right. I just picked a side. Okay, so I'm going to line up the positions of my buttonholes, the front positions of my buttonholes, flatten my fabric out, and using my friction erasable pen, I'm going to trace the embroidery design. Now, this embroidery design is similar to the design that's in the pattern, but I changed it a little bit. So if you want my embroidery design, which I think, I just like it a little bit better. If you'll send me an email at oxfordheirlooms@gmail.com, I will send you a PDF for the embroidery design for project number 7. And like I said, the only reason I changed the design from the pattern was because the pattern was hand drawn, but to my mathematical eye, it wasn't perfectly symmetrical going up and down. So I decided to change that. And it did not have a bullion rose in between the little leaves, and I wanted to have a bullion rose. Okay, so I've got that marked on my pattern piece, and I will set that aside for just a minute. Okay, now on my diaper cover, since the back is wider than the front, I know which one is the front, so I'm gonna get one of these, because you had two diaper cover pieces. I'm gonna put my pattern piece aside for just a minute. Okay, now on the top front, I'm gonna use my same embroidery design. I'm gonna line up the middle with the bullion rose, and I'm going to, about 3/4 of an inch away from the top of the fabric, I'm going to draw my embroidery design. So I'll have the same little embroidery design on the diaper cover and on the diaper shirt. You see what I've done there? I've transferred that marking. Okay, so let me set my pattern pieces aside for just a minute. Okay, now some things I'll be using. Obviously I use this friction erasable pen. I'll be using a number 7 milliner's needle to do my bullion roses. I'm gonna use 1 strand of 818 pink DMC floss, and I will be wrapping my milliner's needle 14 times to make my bullion knot. My little leaves I'm gonna make with 1 strand of 369 DMC green floss. And I'll also be using a very small, about 3.5 inch springform embroidery hoop. Now, some of these items are not necessarily available at your big box store. So down below in the video description, I'll include a link for the erasable pens. I'll include a link for milliner's needles. Now, this particular package comes with size 3, 5, and 7. But I'm going to be using the number 7 needle, which it's the largest number, but it's the smallest needle in the package. And I'll also include a link for a small embroidery hoop. Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to include a slide with my email address. And if you will email me and ask me for the embroidery design for project number 7, I will send you a PDF of this particular design. But that's what we're doing today. And for the next little bit, I will be hand embroidering on my pattern pieces. Thank you.